on behalf of the indigenous peoples of Guyana, known as the Amerindians, who found Christopher Columbus when he got lost on his way to the East Indies. I reject the part of Article 142, Section 2 of the Constitution of Guyana that opens the door for indigenous or Amerindian lands to be compulsorily acquired by any written law without the free, prior, informed consent of the affected indigenous peoples of Guyana. We were told that worldwide there is the law where government states can be able to take or get control of lands owned by any person in the country. But we are saying that in terms of the first peoples of Guyana, you must first have free, prior, informed consent. And I will speak more to that later on. Mr. Speaker, on hearing, there will be tabled in Parliament an acquisition of lands for public purposes amendment bill of 2024. I was elated because I thought that the offensive part of Article 142, Section 2 would have been modified to allow the indigenous or Amerindian people of Guyana their self-determination as spelled out in the 2013 United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, UNDRIP. Mr. Speaker, Article 8, 2B of the UNDRIP states that states shall provide effective mechanism for prevention of and redress for any action which has the aim or effect of dispossessing indigenous peoples of their lands, territories, or resources. This comes from UNDRIP. Also, Article 10 of the same UNDRIP states that the indigenous peoples shall not be forcibly removed from their lands or territories. No relocation shall take place without the free, prior, and informed consent of the indigenous peoples concerned, and can only be done after agreement on just and fair compensation, and when possible, with the option of return. So, Mr. Speaker, the attempt by the PPP to make the original Single Windows Bill become law was one that would have, in one stroke, scrapped the rights of the indigenous peoples and relegate the Amerindian Act to a bin elsewhere. Fortunately, with the advocacy of the coalition, the bill was sent to the Select Committee. Mr. Speaker, the Select Committee, in its combined wisdom, made salient changes to the bill, including adding a clause that prevents the Single Window Bill from superseding the Amerindian Act of 2006. This bill is now said to be one of the best bills that this Parliament has passed. And it happens so because we work together. And we could make things be better for Guyana by working together if being allowed by those who are now taking the high horses of saying no Select Committee.